Another look at that forecast. We're going to start with a look outside at Pismo Beach. With a temperature of 61 degrees, we have a wind at 11 miles per hour. And you can see the low clouds kind of hanging overhead. This is a time lapse of Morro Bay. This is the story. Of course, it's June. Still one more day of June. So the June gloom in the morning, a little bit of partial clearing in the afternoon, then the fog right back in again, or at least the low clouds as we move toward the late afternoon hours. That will be the pattern for the next several days. So don't expect to see much of a change from that typical situation. 65 in Santa Barbara for a high today. Santa Maria 66. San Ynez got up to about 88 degrees. It was 94 in Paso Robles, and San Luis Obispo topped out at 74 degrees. Still in the 90s for the interior valleys with 90 in Paso Robles. Cambria at 70 at 58. San Luis Obispo 73. Santa Maria 68. San Ynez 84 right now. Santa Barbara only 64. So again, with that typical June pattern of fog and low clouds, we are seeing some cooler temperatures, especially right at the beaches. We're not getting rid of the winds entirely. We still have that northerly wind, which is developing in the afternoon hours, and then it does kind of die down overnight, early morning hours. But by the time we get into the afternoon again, even tomorrow afternoon, right around noontime, we're going to see those 20-mile-per-hour winds, especially for the interior valleys, maybe some of the coastal valleys as well. San Ynez could see a 20-mile-per-hour wind. The wind will continue. We're not seeing much of a change in the weather pattern at all. So right up here off of the coast of San Francisco, you can see the little clouds developing here. And we have a surface low which is circulating. This is going to slowly make its way down the coast of California, then slowly off to the east. And so it's going to keep our weather pretty intact. We're going to see the low clouds and fog in the morning, sunshine in the afternoon. Eventually, though, for the middle part of next week, we do have this high developing out here. As it tracks toward our area, we could see the first kind of significant heat wave of the season. So we'll keep our eye on that. That again is probably more like July 8th or 9th, kind of middle part of next week. So here's the weather model. We do have the fog and low clouds pushing back toward the coastal valleys for tomorrow once again. And then highs will top out into the 90s for the interior valleys, 70s coastal valleys, 50s, maybe 60s at the beaches. 90 for Paso Robles, your forecast high. 72 in San Luis Obispo, 69 in Santa Maria and Santa Barbara at 71 degrees. We're looking at 56 in Cayucas, though, 64 in San Simeon. Morro Bay, not quite into the 60s tomorrow at 59 degrees. Tascadero 82 and San Miguel 90. As we work our way around the rest of the central coast, 66 for Arroyo Grande. So again, pushing some of that fog pushing into those coastal valleys. 60 in Los Osos, Pismo Beach 61, 91 in Shandon. And then on down to the south, we're looking at mostly 60s, 70s for the coastal valleys and the coast with some 90s inland. Cuyama should top out at 95 degrees. Your 7-day extended forecast, more of the same. Look at that. Just really no big changes all the way through the weekend and into next week. Should be fairly sunny. We'll get a closer look as we work our way through the rest of this week at that 4th of July holiday, but it should be fairly sunny. Maybe some fog and low clouds moving back in again.